Well, hello everybody. Today, I'm going to be doing a bit of a small revival on this lawnmower. I just got this from my elderly neighbor. She upgraded her mower this year to a new electric mower. It's harder for her to pull start stuff, and I usually help her out with a few things whenever she needs them, so she gave me her old mower, which we needed because ours it's kaput, it's done. So it's in pretty good shape. She did say that there were some issues with it. She said that the guy she was talking to about getting it fixed up said to check the spark plug, so we'll start there. However, I'm not entirely sure if it's that or not. Just check a couple things. Air filter looks great compared to anything I've ever worked on before this. So that looks good. The oil feels like brand new. It must have had an oil change done on it just before I got it. And don't ever trust this when you see these on these lawnmowers. It says right here, no oil change required. Always change your oil, even if it says no oil change. Now, I don't know if this has a little port for it. It might be on the bottom. But what happens is when you don't change your oil, because oil doesn't evaporate off or burn off cleanly, it'll always leave some residue. And as that residue continues to build up, it creates tar, like a tar-like substance in your motor. And that stops good oil from lubricating your bearings, and it'll just destroy a motor. So it may say no oil change required, but that ain't true. Always change your oil. And in fact, I and most other people will recommend change your oil twice as much as it recommends in whatever manual or booklet or information document comes with your vehicle, piece of equipment, whatever. So that means have your oil change interval. It'll actually help out the longevity of whatever it is and help it live a lot longer life. So let's get started here. It does have gas sitting in it. Smells like gas. Maybe not the best gas in the world, but it smells like gas. Let's get a look at this spark plug, see what it'll take to pull it. And check out that plug, see what it looks like. I'm betting it's a 3/4. It's not a 3/4. I have never seen a spark plug quite those dimensions on a lawnmower before. That should be a removal tool. So it is 3/4. That's rotating on the plug. What size is that spark plug? So why is why'd they put such a stupid long insulator on this? My 5/8 deep socket won't even go over there. So you know what? Forget it. there's not even a guarantee that that is the problem. That's just what she was told. So you know what we're going to try? We are going to try the starting fluid method, where I'm just going to spray starting fluid in it, and if it tries to fire, well, then we know it ain't the spark plug, thus eliminating that issue. I'm sure there's a bunch of bad fuel in the bowl, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Planned for that. Starting fluid. That should be enough. Well, we know it's not the spark plug. Because if it was a spark plug, that would not have worked. Huh. I guess it could theoretically fire off of compression. Okay. We'll just keep throwing more. Should pull the bowl off. Okay, let's see what it's gonna take to get this bowl off. Usually you can't find the 10mm. It's interesting, these are actually studs. Oh, that comes on there. Never worked on a Kohler before. I've worked on Briggs and Strattons a lot. I haven't worked on a Honda. Need to be on here to hold the carburetor. That's all. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there. That's draining correctly, but for all I know, It's gas, but not super strong smelling. Let that drain for a minute or two. The float's working. It's free. Okay. That's all. I'm not sure what this is or what it is doing. So you know what, I'm just going to pull this off all the way. We're going to check out that backside. I don't even know what that's for. Must be some kind of choke mechanism. If it's emissions related, it's getting taken on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that isn't meant to be there. Yeah, I'm not real sure. Because on the backside of these carburetors, they've typically got a little bit of porting done that matches up. But I don't see any ports actually on that. I know it ain't spark, because it wouldn't even fire on the ether if it wasn't getting spark. So it's gotta be. It's gotta be a little fuel issue. Let's get some vise. Grip tires. Well, let's get into this thing. I mean, the carburetor looks clean inside. It looks fairly clean. Well, the jet's clean. Everything in the carburetor is clean. Ow. All the jets are good. I know that it had good fuel flow. Huh. And this is the original Kohler carburetor, so the carburetor's good. Should help pull gas. It's not great looking or smelling gas, but it is gas. Best way to test gas is to actually light some on fire. Just pour a little bit of it out, and you want to whoosh. Matches must have got damp or something. They won't light. Just pour a little bit of fresh gas. I mean, the gas ain't great. Well, I could have told you it wasn't great beforehand. Boy, I really don't want to do that. I don't want to drain the whole tank. I'm going to try to get it running on this gas. The gas lights up. It burns. It burns. So burning gas is somewhat still gas. Set this carburetor over here. I'm going to pour some gas in the cylinder. I mean, that's probably flooded now, but hey, if it's flooded, it has gas. Okay. I guess we'll put this back on because I don't see anything that this does. There's no open ports on the carburetor. If it's a gasket, I've never seen a gasket made out of that kind of material before. Into it. Well, I'm not entirely sure what I did that made it work, but hey, it worked. Now, this came undone, but as the throttle moves, so does that. I mean, unless it moves more. Tighten these back up. I'll give it a little bit of a bend there at the end so that it doesn't pop out like it just did. And then we'll see if... Okay, that can't pop out. We'll see if that was the problem. Well, I'm guessing that's some kind of automatic choke is what that is. Though I've never seen a choke quite like that before, where it goes all the way over to the exhaust side and does whatever it does over there. That's new to me. Though I honestly don't really care anymore. The mower's running, which was my goal here, so I'm going to put this all back together. And then get it in the backyard and get some grass mowed with it, because it may not exactly be spring, summer, blah, 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 whatever. But we've had enough warm, wet weather that that grass is just growing like crazy. My mower! She hit my mower! Ma'am, I'm gonna need your insurance information. You hit my mower. So, the drive wheels work. know that now. Saw that. Grass is still fairly wet. Starts and runs now. You know, the best guess I have as to what happened is maybe after just so long, for whatever reason, fuel wasn't getting through. I don't know. I'm not even gonna theorize. I have no idea what was going on. It runs now, and that's all I wanted from it. So let's get it raised up almost to the top level though. Yeah, that's pretty high. But we'll go one. We're gonna go one higher because the grass is fairly wet. And this doesn't have a discharge chute. So that way the grass can just fly out the bottom. I know there's no rocks back there because I tilled and graded that whole yard over the summer, so I'm not worried about that. There you go. That's a lifted lawnmower. This is worth an extra 20 grand because it's lifted. Well, let's get everything cleaned up and then get this thing out in the backyard. Well, there it is. Let's hope it fires up, and really, it's only this back portion that needs mowed real bad. See how it does. Oh, come on. I guess it is tall grass. What you can't see out of frame is we have a big bare patch back there that I'll just spread it on because it needs it back there pretty badly. This is about the simplest bagging system I've ever seen though. And the mower seems to be running great. Except the drive functions a bit fast for the tall, wet grass, but otherwise the mower's cutting great. Out of it before the bag's full, so it really is more so meant for dryer. But you can see the grass is super thin over there. It needs, this end of the yard really struggled. There's not a lot of organic material in this. and the grass didn't want to grow over here very well. I'm not saying this is the ideal thing to do, but when it grows back, I'll just treat it for broadleaf and then grass. That's probably full. Yeah. So one thing I'm also being really careful of is I'll spread grass from here over here, but not from here. So over here we have a bunch of mustard seed and I can't remember the name of the plant with the little white flowers that you're seeing, all those white specks. They're spring popping seeds though, I can't remember the name. I'll do it later. But I'm not gonna spread anything from here because this side has the most weeds. That is mostly all just grass. That, when I sprayed the broadleaf killer earlier in the year, that got treated very well, very effectively. So I'm not worried about spreading that around, but I definitely don't want to spread any of this because that'll just spread these weeds around more. So that's something to also always consider. Fills up quick. One thing I should mention is the broadleaf herbicide that I use to apply to this. You are not allowed to use the grass clippings off of a lawn that uses that herbicide. I think it's for like, again, don't quote me, 8 months I believe is what it was. You're not allowed to use these clippings to fertilize or spread anywhere other than the lawn that has been applied with it, because this herbicide has residual activity. So the plants will, the non-target plants will actually absorb the herbicide themselves and then they'll hold it. So just something interesting to note, if you're treating your lawn with broadleaf killer, you need to make sure that you don't keep, you don't use the cuttings for anything else. They have to stay on that lawn. Okay. Everybody, a free lawnmower, fixed up, back to cutting grass, and one that we really needed. And it did great. So I do believe earlier when I was confusing it, when I was saying it was struggling in the wet grass, I think I was actually confusing it for this being full, because this thing just eats the wet tall grass. It just eats it up. It's crazy how powerful this engine is, and on bad gas. So this is a good engine. It's a good running mower. Let's see how we do. Oil still looks good. I'm guessing she had regular oil changes done and didn't follow the no oil change thing. So I'll go ahead and probably use this oil for the next couple months and then do an oil change on it. But yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this. And I'm sure that the mulching bag would last a lot longer with shorter grass. Again, this yard was kind of out of control because, well, we didn't have a working mower. So now that we do, I can regularly mow everything. But I still don't understand why it wasn't running before I took that carb off. But yeah.